This is DMG, welcome to 7D System, and this is a continuation of our series on storytelling in RPGs and the tests. So we've completed Act 1 and we are now starting Act 2. We've moved through the gateway and we are now starting the tests. After this we'll go to the preparation, the major event and the reward, and then we'll move into Act 3. But this video is about the tests. This is where the action is in the story. So there's going to be many challenges, problems, choices, all these kind of things that the character is going to need to be involved in, and the players are going to need to meander their way through. You need to include several choices to increase the fun and excitement of the story and of the game. You will probably spend the most amount of your time on this narrative point, both in preparation and in actually playing. I'm basically going to use one, some, or all of the three components of role-playing. That is combat, social interaction, and exploration. So combat is, you're going to come across monsters or NPCs or whatever that the characters are going to need to actually fight in order to continue on with their quest. So it's important then that these enemies be enemies that they're able to actually fell. They're actually able to get through these enemies. However, we are going to be building up to the major event or the entire purpose of the story. So it's important to think about the types of monsters and non-player characters that are going to inhabit this section of the narrative. Exploration is basically finding their way around in the physical world. It doesn't need to be a dungeon or a maze. It can actually be the wilderness itself. So exploring the wilderness, exploring a town, all these kind of things. This form of physical exploration of the world forms a major component of exploration in the game. And then, of course, social encounters are where you've got non-player characters, and the characters have to interact with these non-player characters in order to garner information about what needs to happen in the game, find out more information, find out what needs to happen next. And this is part of the preparation, which we will talk about in the next video. So all three components, combat, social interaction, and exploration, form part of the tests that the characters have to go through in order to prepare for the major event. So as we go through these, remember that they can happen in a sort of a mixed order, but I'm just bringing them to your attention one at a time in order so that you know how they actually function within the structure of the story. So a good story in an RPG is going to be a decent mixture of these three: the social interaction, the exploration, and combat. But one of the key things to consider with the tests is the question why. Why is this person here? Why are they defending this? Why is the door locked? Why is this monster in this area? These are very, very important questions, because this is what will lend realism to the story. When you've considered why you've placed them into this part of the story, so that it needs to be believable to the players, so that their characters are actually coming up against things that you would realistically expect to find in this kind of test. That's not to downplay the importance of who, what, when, where, and how, but why is the most important one. So if you're going to focus on anything, focus on the why. So if you think about it, there are a huge multitude of choices you can have here, and this is where you can really get stuck into the actual gaming, and you can make this section one of the largest sections in the game, and it can take up a considerable amount of the actual story. But consider this as part of the whole of the second act, and that you need to make sure that the next components are mixing well with what you're up to. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you'd like to see future videos in the storytelling and monsters that I release each week, subscribe to this channel. You can also check me out on Facebook and Twitter /7dsystem. And of course, if you'd like to support these videos, check out patreon.com/7dsystem. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time in the preparation.